Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so maybe I will just recall shortly what I have done. Like the beginning, what we have seen is actually what about limit and continuity of multivariable function. Those are like we almost understood because of the complex analysis facts, whatever like we are using in the complex analysis fact, and there are some examples we know that we used to do. Those things we understood, and there is a I have defined like I was using the derivative in one variable as a motivation, and I have defined the derivative of a function using this fact, like this any map from limit from the quotient f of x plus h minus f of h by h can be represented like this way. I was using that fact to define, to generalize the concept of derivative to multivariable calculus. So I have defined I used that to define this map. Yeah, so I have used that define this quotient. If this is 0, then the matrix, suppose there, like I just recall the definition. So function f is from some subset E of Rn to Rm, and that function is differentiable at a point P in E if there exists a linear transformation A at a point P. I mean AP. I'm just notating AP for P, that particular point that linear transformation exists. So, but that's why I'm notating. So at a point P, I have some linear transformation A, which is from Rn to Rm. Why this Rn is coming from this domain and codomain. Then that linear I can apply this limit. If that limit is 0, then that linear transformation AP is called derivative at a point PA. Also, one can show that this is unique actually. This once this differentiable at a point P is proved, this map is unique. Because of this uniqueness, what you could do is actually, suppose, for example, here I have done, I gave some example, right? Where it is, yeah. There are some examples we have discussed, right? So once, if you find this matrix, what is that matrix? Then automatically it will tell you that, I mean, this is true for this particular matrix, then automatically it will tell you that this is the only choice of the matrix A. So if you choose other thing, it is satisfying the limit this one, then that is also same as this map. That is also same as this zero map like that. For example, the zero map in this in f of x equal to constant case. So this is what happening here. The uniqueness is important actually. Yeah, thank you for the. I mean, remind me that I forgot to say that yesterday. So because of that, actually, whenever we are having some map, this kind of map, like some map, and if you find some A, then because of the uniqueness, it automatically tells you that that is the map. Like, so it is easy to find. Like, if you guess the matrix, then automatically it will give you the answer. So now guessing also easy. Like we have seen that we have proved directional derivative. What is the meaning of directional derivative? I explained it geometrically also. Meaning of geometric. What is the meaning of directional derivative? So for saying directional derivative, we have to have a function from Rn to R. In general, Rn to Rm also we can define. And there is a vector V should be in R domain and at a point P. That V also should be at a point P. And what we can say is actually directional derivative at a point P along the vector V is defined to be this dV directional at a point P along V is defined to be this derivative actually. This is kind of partial derivative which we have used already. Like in complex analysis we have defined usually. So this kind of same. Actually, if you see partial derivative is a particular case of directional derivative that we have seen actually. The particular case meaning the vector V should be this. The vector V is same as EI. That EI is the vector V. That means 0, 1, 1. Like we have seen, right? Usually we will take in vector space Rn, we are taking EIs, right? EIs in Rn. Those vectors are taken to be V, meaning the direction of x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, whatever axis you are having. Those axes we can take as a direction, and one to be the magnitude of that vector. Then we can do this. For example, yeah, this is some example. So if we have some point here, and this is E1 vector, which is parallel to x-axis. So this is E1 vector in this particular point. And E2 vector is this. If you have this y-axis, they are parallel to that and the magnitude 1. So they are like at the point P, those are the E1, E2 vectors. So that we have seen, directional derivative we have seen. In particular case, that when v equal to ei, we are getting partial derivative. Partial derivative we all knows, like we all know from the like BSc MSc. Yeah. So now from the linear algebra, partial like we can say any directional derivative also represented by. I mean, this linear algebra helps us actually. If you see, I mean, okay, I don't want to go to theory again. So by linear algebra, what we can say is actually any directional derivative also can be thought of using partial derivatives when the function is derivative at a point. That is what this theorem is saying. This theorem is saying, and in similar way, any derivative is thought of as using partial derivatives of each point, each function, like f of x comma x, f of x1, x2, xn is can look at as f1, f2, etc. fm. Those each fm is from Rn to Rn to R. So that can be thought of as those partial derivatives you can calculate. So finally, the derivative map also can be thought of as a partial derivative with respect to only partial derivative if the function is differentiable at a point. So this is very important. So from this actually we can say with respect to some basis, this is important. With respect to some basis, this is a matrix. This matrix. So now, okay, this is main important things we have seen. After that, we have seen this function. Suppose this is differentiable continuously differentiable at a point P, if and only if all the partial derivatives exist and are continuous. So these are some things we have looked at. What else we have looked at? I think that's all right. Yeah. So now today, what I'm going to say is actually inverse function theorem. So there are some two theorems I'm going to introduce, and we are going to solve again problems. So inverse function theorem we will see. What is inverse function theorem? Okay. Suppose inverse function theorem saying this. Suppose that f from Rn to R, Rn to R. So domain and codomain should be same. Then only usually domain and codomain will be same. Then only we can talk about inverse, right? So we have to see domain and codomain should be same and continuously differentiable. This is important. Continuously differentiable. F is continuously differentiable on an open set containing a point A, and derivative at a point A is non-zero, then there exists a neighborhood V containing the that point A, and there is an open set W which contains f of A such that this map is locally invertible. This invertible meaning what the meaning of this? This is locally invertible. For example, this is domain. This is codomain. So for every point V, this is f, and the derivative df is non-zero. Df at a point is non-zero. Df at a point P is non-zero. Suppose this is my P. Then suppose f of P is here. Then if this is non-zero, then there exists a small neighborhood here and there is a small neighborhood here, such that function is invertible in this here. Here function is invertible. That means local invertibility. So whenever the derivative is non-zero, in that part the function is locally invertible. That is what the meaning of this. So here actually we are getting local invertibility whenever the derivative is non-zero. Same thing is true for R2R function also. You can look at.
Derivative or determinant?
Yeah, determinant. Derivative. Sorry, determinant of derivative map. Derivative map is not zero. I mean, it is not correct actually. Determinant of derivative map is non-zero. That means the linear transformation is invertible. That linear transformation which we are getting is invertible. This is invertible. Then the determinant is non-zero. That means local invertibility exists around that point P. That is the theorem saying. Is that clear? So whenever we are having different derivative at a point, function is continuously differentiable. That means it has to be differentiable, and the derivative map is continuous. There are two conditions. Differentiable also the derivative also continuous. F dash is also continuous. Then f dash of x is derivative determinant of f dash of x is non-zero. That means f dash is actually linear transformation at a point P. That linear transformation invertible. Then this will happen. That is what happening here actually. Is that fine? Proof also one can explain geometrically anyway, whatever. I don't want to go for proof. Is that clear? We are going to use these theorems actually. Yeah. And another important theorem is implicit function theorem. So here what we are going to say is actually locally we can look at any function as any function if suppose we have function that we can locally we can give some coordinates so that that's a graph. Locally it looks like a graph. That's what we are going to say here. So here actually A is open set from R k plus n. A is actually subset of R k plus n and Rn. So domain should be higher. Dimension of the domain is high, and this is happening. This is also seen. CR meaning what? What is the meaning of CR? Continuous R time derivative differentiable and which is continuous also. The derivative is also continuous. Then we can write the form f of x comma y. We can write that locally. Suppose there is some R will be in KR and y will be in Rn, and the derivative map at a point a comma b. Suppose I give some point a comma b, the derivative map and determinant of that is non-zero. I mean this linear transformation is invertible. Then we can have some local neighborhood in Rn, Rk and Rn such that we are having this map. F is nothing but graph of some function. This g of x is a graph. It can, for example, if you are having sphere is my thing, two sphere. We can directly, if you see the domain and codomain are not, suppose this is my domain codomain. With respect to something, suppose this is a sphere, then locally we can see as a graph. Like locally, some point we can see this as a graph. That's what we are saying here actually. That means what here? So we are having two coordinates like r and rk plus n. So that means x comma y is there. This x can be thought of as g of x. Y can be thought of as g of x under f. So there is a map G from Rk to Rn. This is what happening here. So that can be thought of as graph. So anyway, we are not going to use this importantly. So if you are not understanding, just forget. Like I just wanted to mention this. These two are very important theorem in multivariate calculus. That's why I just wanted to mention. Anyway, implicit function meaning implicitly we can locally we can represent as a graph. That's the meaning of that. Okay, fine. So what else I have to say? I think this is the main things I supposed to say. Yeah. So there are some other things from inverse function application of inverse function theorems were there. Should I mention that or not? Okay. So remark. So inverse function theorem implies local invertibility. Local invert. Locally 1, 1. One can say that inverse function theorem implies local 1, 1, but not global. What is the meaning of this? Locally, we can talk about 1, 1. Suppose there is a derivative of some point p and the determinant is non-zero. That means the matrix is invertible. Then around meaning that there is a neighborhood of p. Around that there is a map. We can define the map right around this to around f of p. This neighborhood I will write in. Okay. This neighborhood to this neighborhood. This is 1, 1 map. This we can say actually, but not globally. Globally meaning what? It is not from the set f is supposed from x to y. It's not from x to y. It's not global 1, 1. Locally it is 1, 1, but that is the main thing. This is one first main remark actually. This directly they are asking in the CSA actually. Local invertibility, global invertibility, those things they are directly asking CSA. And another thing actually open map. It will be open map. Yeah. So suppose same thing is happening. Suppose f is from Rn to Rn, then f dash of x is invertible. That means determinant of f dash of x. I don't want to confuse the notation. This is actually non-zero. Then for every x in E, sorry, not x in E. Actually, what I'm saying is actually for every x in E, then any open set f of w I mean any set this set is open in Rn, which is codomain, if W is open in domain. I mean that means actually the map f Rn to Rn. So this function is differentiable and it is the determinant is non-zero for every point. Then this is open map. That means every point of every open set domain, like open set in domain, will map to open set in domain, codomain. So this map actually maps open set to open set. So usually in the continuity, what we have, inverse sums of open set is open we have actually, but in the converse is actually here true. That is the main thing actually. Is that clear? Yeah. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what else? Yeah, this we have solved. This okay, we have solved. This is fine, right? No issue with this question, right? So you got the answer, right? For alpha, beta, y, it has to be positive. This you got answer, right? No, still no. I hope somebody must be got the answer, right? Okay, then you are not saying anything, meaning I will just assume you got it. Okay. So this we have solved. Yeah, what about this one? Hello, can you hear me? So the function f is from R subset of R into R, which is differentiable. They have given differentiable. What about this? It is 0 for every, like they are also giving at every point of x, the function is 0. So what will be the map? F. This is like you can compare with R. What about in the R real line case? What is happening? That you can think of. So is f is constant?
No, it is not, because that requires, if we generalize the case of
Okay,
R,
wait. Others also think. Let's think. So okay, one of you said it is not. What about others?
It will be constant on connected components.
Why? That's what we have proved actually. So it is true that we have proved, right? Constant function, then it has to be
Yes.
like, I mean, that is not, we have not proved that particularly, but that is true. Like, I mean, that will be true for everything. If it is not, the domain is not connected, then we can define two constant things, like given like different constant we can define. That is not, for example, f of x comma y is going to some constant c1, c2 in one connected component. This is some one piece. It is in second piece, something like that we can define, which are not constant, but still derivative is 0, as we have discussed earlier. So this is not true. And what about others? This is also cannot be like, this is also not true, right? It is 0 or 1. It is not necessary, right? It can be any constant. Range is actually z. It is also not true, because actually we have proved it is constant. Or like, or we have to have some z many component we should have, otherwise it should not happen. Is that clear? So basically here what we are having is, given a function subset of R into function from a domain subset of R into R, the function is differentiable and it is zero map. Actually derivative is 0 map we have seen. It is 0 for every x in domain. So they have given every x is domain, the derivative is 0 they have given. So usually we know that derivative is 0 means it's constant, right? That's what we are using here also. Like we have proved also already. So, but we have to be little careful because actually the connected domain, it is constant. We know that. But if it is not connected, then we can define such a map. It is giving that this map is not constant. So in that way, actually, we can define. So answer is this. Yeah.
Sir, can you define that map?
This map.
Which is not constant.
Yeah, I have defined no C1, C2, f of x comma y is equal to C1 to C2, C1, C2. I mean, f of x is belongs to R and I can take, which is some constant when the domain is like, suppose domain is actually A1 union A2. Then in A1, you can define one constant and A2 in another constant. Any constant, whatever you want. Some 2, 3, but it should be different. That's all. It is not constant map, right? But in one particular domain, it is constant. One connected piece, it is constant, but totally it is not constant, right?
Okay.
Okay, this we have solved. What about this one? So actually, can you take paper and pen? You have to solve me and tell me, like, so that it will be easy, like it will be quick. Can you just take the paper and pen? Take deck. I mean, what they are asking a derivative, like just take a derivative. I mean, it will be useful for you so that you will not forget. Whenever you are calculating something, you will not forget. So can you just try? What is the derivative df? Df or del f at a point x? What is that?
It's 2a1 x1 plus 2a2 x2 plus up to 2an x1
2a1 x1 to
plus
2a1
2a2 x.
2a n xn.
Sir,
an
this
x.
problem is explain one more. Sir. For previous problem, shall I explain one more, sir?
Previous problem?
Okay, why that is connected components, and one more time explain, sir.
Why it has to be connected component, you are asking?
Yes, yes.
That we have proved right already. I mean, we have proved constant map is continuous. That I mean, constant map, then it is derivative 0. That we have proved, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have to use that fact. You try to use that actually. I'm saying.
Okay, sir.
Use that fact and then I mean also uniqueness. You try to use those things, you will get. Yeah. So what about this one? Like now, what we have to say is actually derivatives everywhere differentiable. They are asking, not differentiable. Is that true?
No, it is actually differentiable everywhere.
Yeah, it is differentiable everywhere, right? Why? I mean, this is actually polynomial, and because of that, actually, what we are getting is each term is polynomial. So that means partial derivative, all the partial derivatives. If here actually only one is there. If xj is all exist and are polynomial. Which are polynomial is actually like continuous and differentiably. How much time you want, you can take, right? So in that sense, actually, this is exist and continuous. So because of that, we can use the theorem. What the theorem is actually, f is differentiable at a point, and it is continuously differentiable if and only if all the partial derivatives exist and are continuous. That we have seen, right? So that we can use so that we will get this f is continuously differentiable for every point. But they are saying not differentiable some point, so it is not. Is that fine? Okay, now we can say gradient. Gradient meaning this one, derivative. Derivative non-zero for every x in Rn. What about this one?
It's false
So
for
just
0, 0, 0, it is 0.
Yeah. So when you are taking like 0, 0, 0, like f of 0, 0, 0, I mean f of 0, this will be 0, right? Because actually every time x1, x2, xn is there, those will be 0. Here they are saying every point. So in particular 0 also I can take. For that point, this is actually 0 matrix. This is actually 0 matrix. Note the point, 0 matrix. Matrix meaning n by 1 by n. 0 matrix. So that's what here they are asking. But this is non-zero they are given, so it is wrong. What about third and fourth?
That's correct.
That is
Which one
true.
is correct? That is true. Why?
Gradient
F of
is
x,
Hmm.
f of x is equals to 0. That means at 0, 0, 0 points. Then differentiation is also 0.
No, what? No, I could understand what you're saying. Can you just repeat it?
I'm
F of
saying
x is del f is 0.
del f is 0, then f of
Hmm.
x is equals to. No, it may be constant also.
Yeah, del f is 0 implies what you are saying.
No, it's wrong.
Okay. Actually, what they are saying, this you have to note. At least AI is 0. Like AI can be 0, right? AI is actually non-zero at least 1 point they have given. But AI also can be 0. So I mean, you could not say the statement that del f is 0 meaning x equal to 0. This is wrong actually. So
I
x is
thought
not
it's
0.
x is equals to 0, then del f is equals to 0.
Okay, that is ulta you are saying. Okay, x is 0,
Yeah,
del f
yeah.
is 0. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this we have to use this fact. Like I mean, actually, but if you see, whenever this AI is 0, here also AI is 0. F of x also in f of x also AI is 0. So whenever AI is 0 here, I mean, this is coming from the fact that f of x in f of x AI is 0, right? So because of that, whenever we are having xi, some xi is that is like if you are that is non-zero, like suppose this when delta f is 0, when delta f of some point is 0, whenever this xi's are 0 or there are some ai's are 0. If a is it's I mean a should be 0 or xi should be 0. Like this is just writing right x and a I mean a xi, which is 0 meaning ai is equal to 0 or xi is equal to 0. One of this has to be 0. If a is 0 already, then xi can be anything, no issue. Like if a has to be non-zero, then a is non-zero, then xi has to be 0. That's the only thing. So this is true for f of x also. So whenever we are taking here this thing, f of x also a like a is non-zero. That's all. Like here non-zero meaning here if it is non-zero meaning f of x also it is non-zero. So that factor will be there. So in that fact actually x1 has to be 0. So in that means what? Whenever we are having f of x del f of x is 0, then f of x also 0. That's the fact. Like because of this fact, what I'm saying is actually ai and a like I'm just comparing one particular part. Total time is 0 meaning each coordinate is 0. So ai into xi equal to 0. That means ai is equal to 0 or xi is equal to 0. Whenever a is non-zero, xi should be 0. So whenever xi is 0, f of x also that ai factor is not there. So we don't have to consider about xi. So in that sense, actually, we can get this. That's what I'm trying to say. So that means this is true. That is true. Is that clear?
Sir, can you
Yes,
please
yes.
scroll down this image?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying this one like AI. Whenever we are having AI is 0 in del x, automatically f of x also that AI is not there. That's the fact. That's fact I'm using actually.
Sir, here written that at least one AI is not 0.
Yeah, of
If
course.
we are taking
That's
if we are taking only one A1, we are fixing
yeah.
that A1 is not 0, and the
Okay.
remaining A2 up to AN are 0.
Okay.
Then
Your f of
only
x
X.
a1 x2. Yeah, a1
Yeah.
x2. Okay.
Yeah. So at the end, we are getting that only x1 is 0 and the remaining is
Yeah.
non-zero. Maybe.
Yeah.
So how can that fx is equals to 0?
No. What they are saying, if x is in Rn is such that this is 0. See, whenever I am taking x such that this is 0, just see read the question carefully. I'm not saying f is 0, f of x is 0. I'm saying whenever we are the question, what is the question? You just read carefully. Whenever x is if x I'm taking x in Rn such that this is 0, del f is 0. So
Okay,
that means what? Set of all points where del f is 0 is nothing but the points where f of x is 0. That's what the meaning. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
Clear or not?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah, I'm not saying f of x is 0. I mean, I'm saying. So,
Sir,
I mean,
sir,
I'm not saying x is 0. Yeah.
Sir, when you explain fourth option, that she will understand the third option.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever we are having x, like, okay, the fourth option is true or not? What your guess?
True. I think it's a square function, so all the
It's
AIs
true.
are.
No, it's not true. Okay, anyway, I will just tell you, like, so for example, f of x is equal to a1 x, I mean, okay, a1 x square, a1, I will take instead of simple thing, a1 equal, I will just take a1, a2, those are constant only, right? I will take a1 equal to 1 and a2 equal to minus 1. Okay, then what I will get is actually f of x is equal to a1, other things are 0, ai is equal to 0, I not equal to 1, 2. This is what I have taken. Then my function will be this, right? F of x is equal to, yeah, x square minus x1 square minus x2 square. This is what my function, right? Now what I can have 1, 1, it will be 0, but here 1, 1 is non-zero. Like when you are applying, like f of x 1, 1 is 0, but in del f, those are different coordinates actually. So del f is actually having two coordinates, 2x, 2x minus 2x. So here actually what I will get is what I will get actually here. 1,
0,
2,
0, right?
minus 2. 2 minus 2, right? When you are playing 1, 1.
It is not addition, right? Okay.
Yeah, it is not addition. So it is not going to be 0. It is just two coordinate. Here it is addition. That's the fact actually. Here it is in addition. That's the fact. Here we are going to combine. Because of that addition, he will get 0 here, 1, 1. But here it is not 0. Because of the fact that this is coordinate. So this is false. Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Actually, what we have done is
option 3.
Can you repeat
yeah.
the whole thing only?
Yeah, I will repeat the whole thing actually. So what we are giving is actually f of x is equal to a1 x1 square plus a2 x2 square, etc. This is what the given function. What I can do is actually I can take del f. Del f, if I take del f, what I am giving del f of x equal to, what I will get is actually 2a1 x1, etc. 2an xn. This is actually n tuple, 1 by n matrix. As by the definition, I got it 1 by n matrix. Okay. Now, if you see this matrix, each coordinate is actually polynomial. That means what? The partial derivative, each coordinate is actually partial derivative of f with respect to some xi. So those are polynomial. That means those are continuous and differentiable also. Because of that, actually, what I can say is I can use the theorem that if all the partial derivatives exist and they are continuous, then that it is differentiable at every point. I mean, at that point actually. So here it is every point is polynomial. So for every point it is differentiable. So because of that, I can eliminate the first answer. This is false. Second is actually, you can check that this function is 0 when f of x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, what I will get is actually 0 matrix. X1, everyone x1, x2, etc. xn is there. Those coordinates is 0. So totally I will get del f of x. That is del f of 0 is 0. But here they have given for every x, del f of x is non-zero. That is false. So third one is actually they are given for like whenever x is, I mean given a x, del f of x is 0, which implies for that particular f of x is 0, they are saying. So whenever x is, I mean x in Rn with del f of x is 0 implies f of x is 0. That they have given actually. That I have to show. So what I have to observe is whenever I'm having ai's are non-zero, like
so
here
now you are collecting what are the points that del f is 0.
Yeah.
Right. Then we are going to show that that
for
f of
those
x, that
point
of
f
of x will be 0. Right.
Yeah. Okay. That means what? I mean the set of all zeros of x such that f of x is 0 contains set of all x such that del f of x is 0. That's what they have given actually. That's what we have to prove. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So now what we are going to see is we are going to observe what is del x. Del x is 0 implies yes.
Sir, if we take x is equal to s1 equal to s2, s2 equal to 1, 1, 1. If we take s1 equal to 1, s2 equal to 1, s3 equal to 1, then f of s is equal to a1, a2, a3, n. Then del f of x is equal to 0. But
See,
f
wait,
of
wait,
s is
wait,
equal
wait,
to
wait. See, just
Yes.
before asking question, you just think a little bit, okay? Here we can choose
Okay,
A1,
sir.
A2, etc. An can be, you can choose. X1, X2, etc. Xn are points, right?
Okay.
So like you are taking X1, X2, Xn to be points, numbers. That's not true. You could not do, right?
These are variables.
Okay,
We can take
anyway, what I'm saying is actually I don't want it to like confuse with you. Can you just see what I'm saying? If you are not understanding, you can ask after that. So I'm giving general proof. You are strict with some particular case, right? Otherwise, I could not
Okay,
go further actually. Like this is actually too much complication. It will come. Like you can ask in the WhatsApp or something if you still not understand. Okay. Otherwise, I could not solve other
okay, sir.
questions. We
Okay.
have still 27 questions to solve. That's what. Anyway, so this del of f is equal to 0. If only if a1 into xi ai into xi equal to 0. This we got, right? So whenever we are, if del x is, this is 0, means so each coordinate is 0. That means 2 we can cancel. Ai into x equal to 0. If and only if ai is equal to 0 or xi equal to 0. Correct? Now I have to check whenever ai is 0, automatically f of xi also there is no 0. That ai will not be there. So no issue. Whenever ai is non-zero, f of x also that ai is non-zero. So that in that part we have to write xi is equal to 0. Whenever xi is 0, that part also will not be there in the f of x, right? So automatically it will be 0. That's why this is true. That is true. Whereas in fourth, we can take this example. When a1 equal to 1, a2 equal to -1, other things are 0. You can see that 1, 1 is 1 at 1, 1, f of x is 0. But in del f it is not 0. In del f of x, it is not 0. So that's the example. Is that clear? Any doubt?
Where do we use the fact at least one AJ is not 0 in this question?
Here only we have used actually.
In the third and the fourth, right?
Third and fourth, yeah. Yeah. So no doubt, right? I can go next one, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is your homework actually. You think about it. What you have to do is del f you have to find directly the function r comma theta in r cos theta r sin theta. You have to find a df at a point p, and we have to compare whatever they're saying. This linear, like this is actually directly coming from the definition. The linear transformation, this is non-zero for every. Okay, this you have to see. You have to check the derivative, and then it is non-zero or not. You have to check, and this is actually 1 or not. On this thing you have to check, and this matrix is this they are writing, that you have to check. Is that the derivative matrix is coming like r square I, that you have to check. And what else is there? For every r comma theta in r2, f is 1 on a nearby r comma theta. That means locally 1 that they are saying. That means what? The derivative should be non-zero locally everywhere. For every point, they are saying for every point r not equal to 0. So whenever r not equal to 0, you have to say derivative of the df is at a point is non-zero. Determinant of dfp is non-zero. That if you saw, this will be true. I mean, this you can check, and this you can directly check. When you directly, if you got df, that has to be some matrix. That matrix is r square I r not. That you have to check. And this 1 is also, it is global 1 they have given actually. So you can sort out actually, is it coming or not. Actually they are given theta, cos theta, sin theta, right? You can use theta coordinate 0, 2 pi is there, right? But here they are giving full freedom. Theta can be in r. So that fact you have to use to reduce that. So that you think about it. Otherwise you can ask in the WhatsApp. So is that clear? Is this what I am saying? How to do everything I have said actually. I mean, you can directly, okay, let me solve this directly. What is the derivative map? Somebody can you tell someone can tell? df
cos theta
cos theta
minus or sin theta
minus r sin theta
minus r sin theta
sin
minus
theta
sin theta minus r sin theta
sin theta
sin theta
sin theta
r cos theta.
r
R
cos
cos
theta.
theta.
Okay. What is the determinant?
Determinant equal to r.
r
R
R,
square.
which is non-zero, right?
R, right.
R, which is non-zero actually. I mean, if you see R equal to 1, this is actually this matrix is, what is this matrix? Think
Rotation
about it. What is this?
One.
Matrix? Yeah, rotation matrix actually. Yeah. So
Rotation
that's
matrix.
what's happening. Anyway, this is non-zero for every R not equal to 0. From that, what you can say, this is not 0 for every R not equal to 0. This is true. And the second, this third one, the determinant is non-zero, so local inevitability exists. That is true. And this is not R square I, right? It is R square I. It's not R square I, right? It is not R square I directly. If you see this matrix, it is not R square I. Is that? No, right?
yes sir
It's not true. And the second one actually will not come. Why? This fact.
global
0, 2 pi when theta belongs to open 0, close to 2. I mean, whatever. This in this factor only cos theta, sin theta, those things will be like same. This map. I mean, this map. This is what the map. You just check this map actually. These are like folding things. You just check. What
So
is
for
this?
second problem, what is domain? The codomain is r comma theta or r not equal to 0.
Which second problem?
Second option.
Okay, second option. Yeah, r comma theta is, I mean, r not equal to 0. Yeah.
The domain is
R not equal to 0.
domain is capital R2, right?
Yeah, R2 with and R not equal to 0.
R2 to this domain.
R2 and R not equal to 0. R not equal to 0.
R negative R
First coordinate
removed
should
0.
not be 0.
Okay.
Not removed 0. First coordinate should not be 0. First coordinate is R, right?
I mean,
That
domain
means you
is
have to
not
remove x-axis.
domain is included in 0. A codomain is not included in the 0.
No,
Second
okay,
option.
let me write it actually. This is R coordinate. This is theta coordinate. That's what they have given, right? So you have to remove R coordinate. I mean, first R is you have to remove. Meaning x-axis you have to remove. That is R minus x-axis. I mean theta.
Okay.
R axis.
Okay, understood. So not
Now
removing a point, it remove of a line.
Yeah, because actually R is non-zero. X-axis R is 0, right? So we have to remove that. Sorry, x-axis or y-axis? Y-axis. Sorry. We have to remove y-axis, meaning theta axis. I was wrong. Sorry.
Sure.
Is that clear?
No.
R is 0 whenever
if it is R is 0, the point only be removed. That 0, 0 point, only one point will be removed.
No. See what they have given. Set of all R comma theta inside R2. That means what? R2 coordinate, how you choose? Usually how to choose R2 coordinate? If they given this is a polar coordinate, that
it's a radius, right? It's a polar coordinate. They are taking radius. So 0, 0 point.
Wait, what they have given actually?
Okay,
like
we have to think about x comma y. As like x comma y, you have to think, right? And
that's what they have given. They have not given anything like a polar coordinate, something like that.
That's what confused.
That's the issue.
R comma theta will be confused.
Is that clear?
Okay.
Also here also they are given like this. If they are writing e power I theta, R into e power I theta, then it is different story. But they are writing R cos theta or sin theta. So R can be anything, negative also, positive also. Yes. Just cos value like that. That's all. So because of that, it is not onto. You just check why this factor. I mean, theta can be anything actually. Theta belongs to R. They have given, but it has to be here only on if you want onto. Sorry, if you want 1. So because of that, it's not. So I mean, I'm just saying, just be careful when we are doing sums. For confusion only, they have given this actually. We always, for me also, everyone like we thought like R comma theta means it is like polar coordinate, but it is not true always. You have to be careful. Like whenever you are observing question, you have to be careful. I mean, they just wanted to reduce your mark. That's what. Okay. Anyway, so next one. Okay, can you just do this next? I mean, can you do this homework? Here also you have to directly find df at a point 0. Derivative you have to take. This is continuous. So derivative also continuous. All things will come. This is direct actually. Because like this is a linear map from R into R. That's the definition, right?
yes sir.
So they have given some function, and there are something blah 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 they have given. This is direct definition actually. df of at a point 0 is
Sir,
a linear map from R.
whatever the point it is true, right sir? Not only at 0.
What up?
It is given df of 0 is a linear, but whatever the point, it is linear.
I mean, whenever the
Derivative-
derivative exists at a point, it is 0, right? They are given the derivative at a point 0 exists, right?
Okay.
It has to be 0, right? I mean, it is true, right? Also, like this is the linear. This is just a polynomial, so we will get derivative, right? So, okay, you just check other things. You have to check other things. You have to find other just df at a point 0. This is easy only. You can check this matrix. What is this matrix? You have to see that one of this that you have to conclude. At a point A also you have to apply sometimes. Yeah, they have to apply at a point A. A is actually they have given. A is actually this. Then if you calculate what you get, that's the answer. Check. You can just check about it. Think about it. Okay. I mean, this is clear, right? I don't want to solve everything like so that other question I can go. Is that clear? What you have to do? You have to find derivative matrix df.
Here that
And you have to
diagonal
find-
matrix.
Yes, sir. A1 comma A1 comma
Okay,
A1.
whatever you complete it. No, why? That's what I'm saying. See, from it's not diagonal matrix Rn to R.
1 cross
So
n
what will be
matrix.
there?
Okay.
1 by n matrix you will get. So then you have to calculate other things. That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. If you do sums, then only you will be compatible. Otherwise, you will be like issue. Also, there are much interesting questions are coming back. So, for example, okay, let me these things you just do. I will go some interesting question. If time permits, I will come back. Okay. Yeah, this actually I will say this. I will just give the hint. What is f of x? I mean, function is from Rn cross Rn to R. Be defined by f of x comma y equal to inner product ax comma y. That's what they are given. A is actually some inverse matrix, invertible matrix they are given. That's all. Okay, that also not given. A is a matrix. That's all. Okay. Then what you can do is actually this function you have to find. What is f of x comma y? Then you can answer these things. Whatever you can, how to take the derivative df, and you can apply some vector. How to apply the vector and all those things right? So you have to find what is f. Then what you have to do? You have to take a equal to some a1 etc. a11 a1n and an1 etc. an. This matrix you have to take. Like a can be any arbitrary matrix, so you can take this a as this matrix and x some vector x1 etc. xn. And y also some vector. I mean, depending on y1 etc. yn. Then you do the operation. What about this ax? You have to find your ax and y. This is not dot product. Ax you have to find and dot product with y. You will get some answer that is actually f of x comma y. So they are asking more work from you actually. So then you will get f of x comma y. This x belongs to Rn. This is also belongs to Rn. So the total value you will get is actually how much coordinate you will have. 2n coordinate. Sorry, this is actually some one belongs to R. So this is some equation you will get. Now you have to take derivative at a point f x comma at a point x comma y. That means you will get 2n 1 by 2n matrix actually. X is y because actually x is in Rn, y is an Rn. So you have point y x comma y in R2n. So you will have 1 cross 2n matrix. From that matrix you have to argue these things. Is that clear? If you solve this and then do these things, you will get answer. It is simple actually, just calculation.
Sir, this f of xy is equals to that inner product. It is a linear map. So yesterday we
No, that is not linear map. That's why I'm doing this. I'm saying this. Otherwise, I could have told right. This is not linear map. You prove it otherwise. This is basic thing actually. It's basic. Yeah. It is not linear map. You can easily show. It is very basic actually. Okay. Anyway, is that clear? What I'm saying? So you just check the answers.
Can you please repeat?
Can I please
Repeat.
Okay, what I'm saying is actually they have given function is from Rn to Rn, Rn cross Rn to R. That function they have given as a matrix, some inner product of matrix and some elements. For example, this f of x comma y equal to ax comma y. This is my function f of x comma y. That means what? We have to take some any a and any x, any y. A is actually n by n matrix and x and y are from Rn. Now we have to calculate what is ax comma y. I mean, first we have to find the function f then we can do, we know that how to take the derivative. That is just if the matrix, we know that what is that matrix. Then we can solve the sum, right? That is clear, right? Once you have the function, you can take the derivative. For example, last sum what we have done, we have to do that, right? But the function is not clear here. So for that, I'm saying you can take A to be some n by n matrix. Any n by n matrix can be thought of as A1, A11, A12, etc., A1n, and this matrix, right? This is my A matrix. N by n matrices looks like this. So I have taken that. And also x and y also, what is x and y? X1, X2, etc., xn in Rn, any x and any y. That's why I have taken these two things. Now I apply the formula. Formula meaning ax comma y. That means a into ax I have to apply, a into x, like a and ax I have to find, and y with dot product with y. Inner product meaning dot product, right? That I have to do. Finally, if I do that, I will get the map f. Now I can take the derivative. Whatever I can do, I mean, whatever the derivative I can do, and then I can check this answer. That's what I'm saying. Is that clear? You have to do. I am not going to do this. Okay. Otherwise, this calculation itself, it will take time.
Okay.
So you just check these things.
Sir, in
Here
this
also
problem,
the same.
x transpose f, a inner part of ax comma y equal to ax whole transpose into y. We have to calculate like that.
No, I don't understand actually. This problem you are asking.
Yes, sir. Inner part of x comma y, inner part of u comma v equal to u transpose into v. Similarly, inner part of ax comma y equal to x
U comma v
transpose.
equal to
Inner part of u comma v equal to u transpose into v.
okay.
Similarly, inner part of ax comma y equal to ax the whole transpose into y.
Okay, that is the formula. That why are you confusing here actually?
Okay.
I don't want to do that actually. I'm just applying that. Whatever you do, that same thing you are going to do actually.
Okay.
Don't confuse with that. You are going to do the same actually. Okay, anyway. So again, same thing. The same map they have given, but similar thing. Same. If you find the same matrix, same thing actually. Here also same matrix you have to find. Here also you have to assume all the things, and same like whatever the function last map you got, this is the same, and you have to argue these things. Here actually our questions are little different, but similar only, like not different actually. Here whenever we are having x comma y coordinate, they are asking x is fixed and y is 0. That means what? Here r cross r to rn cross rn. So here a first coordinate is in rn, second coordinate is also in rn. So the second coordinate is 0. Then the derivative map is non-zero. That kind of thing they're asking actually. So we have to apply this derivative map is actually from R2n to R, right? That means what? Some 1 by 2n matrix, right? 1 by 2n matrix. I mean 1 by 2n to build like. There they are asking at a point x, you apply x1, x2, xn. X is equal to, x means x1, x2, xn. X is non-zero, and 0 instead of y you put 0 like that they're asking. Y equal to y1, y2, yn, right? That you can take it to be 0. Then they are asking, observe that df of this is non-zero or not. Non-zero meaning non-zero constant matrix or not. Zero matrix or not. That's what the question is. Similarly here, 0 x in each x coordinate, x1, x2, xn, you can take to be t0, and y coordinate you can take it to anything, y1, y2, etc., yn. Still that matrix is non-zero or not. If you take both are non-zero, the matrix is non-zero or not. And if you take x is 0 or y is 0, the matrix is 0 or not. That's what the question is. Is that clear? Same thing you have to do. Find the matrix F and df you have to find at a point P. Then you have to do all the things. Is that fine? Is that clear what you have to do?
Sir, can you take at least for n equal to 2 செஞ்சு காமிச்சீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் பெட்டரா இருக்கும். எப்படி அதை அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ண முடியும்?
Okay, maybe okay, let me see. வேற ஏதாவது क्वेश्चन நான் செய்றேன்.
இது இன்னர் ப்ராடக்ட்ல இருக்கிற மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் வந்தா கொஞ்சம் கம்ஃபர்ட்டபிளா.
Okay, inner product sum. Okay, inner product இது என்ன வரும்? What is this inner product actually? What is the matrix actually? You can easily say no. Ax comma y. What is this? Somebody should have calculated now actually.
A11 x1.
A11 x1. I mean, actually, this will be very big. That's why I don't wanted to do that.
So please take A as a 2 by 2 matrix. Please take A as a 2 by capital
okay,
A as a 2 by 2 matrix.
I'm saying like let you take and then calculate. No,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. What is the issue I'm asking actually? I mean, this is just calculation. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand the issue that This is just calculation actually. This is even 12th student also can do, right? That's why I'm not going to do this. I mean, there are much interesting things to do actually.
Okay, now I understand. We are
Don't
lacking.
think me like,
Yeah, now I understand why we are lacking in the form of finding a inner product. Okay, I will improve my and I will talk.
No, don't feel like I'm saying this kind of thing. Sorry, actually, I never speak this kind of thing. Actually, I mean, it's like looking for me like I'm speaking harshly. No, I'm saying actually you have to work out. Actually, you are preparing for CSR. Now I'm not preparing for CSR.
Yeah.
So you have to work for that actually. So that clear or not? Okay. Yeah. I mean, for solving this is not going to help for me. Okay, I'm solving for you only. Okay, so I'm saying you have to work out. I mean, that's why I'm giving idea. I'm here for giving idea. I'm not here for solving the answer and giving to you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I mean, don't mistake me.
Yeah.
That's the fact actually. I'm supposed to say that. Sorry for them. Okay. Anyway. Okay, is that clear? Here also you can say the same. Like, I mean, here also they are asking a square actually. Okay, let me solve this question. So what they are asking is they are giving M1 of R is actually some set of all matrix from this set of all matrices, and they are defining this M1 of R can be thought of as Rn square. Means what? If you have some n coordinate here, so n by n we will have, right? Totally how much coordinate you will have here? N square coordinates, right? What we can do is actually we can define a map f from Mn of R that can be thought of as Rn square, because each coordinate is coordinate. So that can be like, I mean, writing a matrix like this is same as n square coordinate, writing this like n square coordinate, right? So that can be thought of as Rn square and Mn of R, that to R. This map is defined by f of A equal to A square x comma x. Is that clear? That means what? We have to take A square, for fixing x, fix x inside Rn, Rn, and they are doing this. That means what? We have to take some matrix A, and you have to take A square, and we have to apply to that. Whatever you are getting is actually some 1 by n matrix, or n by 1. Then we have to take dot product with that. This is something, and this is something. That you have to take dot product. Finally, you will get some equation that is belongs to R. That's what we are going to get. Okay, is that clear? The map is clear. I'm not writing the map, but is that clear a little bit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Here
Now I'm going to say
non-linear.
F is
Non-linear.
F is non-linear actually. You have to show F is linear, meaning what? F of A plus B equal to F of A plus F of B. First you have to show this. Is that true? Here. In inner product, it is not true actually. You just check. Psx square is there. There are many issues there. Not only square, at least square is used there. So
differentiable.
Yeah, that we will see later. First, this is not linear, right? That's for sure, right? Linear means what? Each point we have to take 2 points here, 2 elements here. Those are matrices. So I have taken A plus A and B. A plus B equal to F of A plus B equal to F of A plus F of B. First condition we have to show in the linear map. But it is not getting solved, right? There are matrices which is having issue because A square will be something different. So I mean, obviously it looks like it is not true. So it is not true. First one is not true. Is that clear? First one is not true.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what about second one? It is differentiable or not? We have to see. So what about A square? A square is actually some matrix with AIs, some A1, A2, etc. As we see, as we seen, these are like A1, N1, etc. A, N. This kind of matrix we will get, and we are going to apply x1, etc. xn, and this dot product with x1, etc. xn. This is what we are going to do. But I don't want to calculate this. Instead of that, in this question, I can directly answer. Because actually, they are not asking any del F, del derivative of that. Those things they are not asking. They are not asking this thing, differentiable or not, continuous or not, those things only. So I can guess this easily without solving this. From this motivation is coming from the last one. Last one we have to supposed to do Ax comma x. Actually, I have solved it fully. but I don't want to write it here. Anyway, so if you solve that, whatever you are getting is actually here you will get some polynomial. You will get polynomial in each coordinate will be some polynomial in A1, A2, etc. AI1, like this n coordinate, because actually our domain is actually M1 of R. That means domain is actually R power 2 n square. So coordinates are variables are A1, A2, etc. A11, etc. A1n. Like this, these are the variables for me. In that actually I will have some polynomial. So we know that if it is polynomial, partial derivative will exist. So those partial derivative will be this. I'm just again and again saying partial derivative in ij's, not in x1, x2. Why? Our domain is M1 of R. So domain coordinates are coming from the matrices. Because of that, we will have every coordinate, I mean every element in the matrices are our variables. Is that clear? Because of that, partial derivatives are in this way. And this is matrix, and we are going to take the determinant, like whatever we are going to do the product are nice. So that because of that, we will get some polynomial only. The polynomial are continuous, we know that. Because actually whatever we are doing is here actually some product addition, right? Whenever you find a square, those are like product and addition. And this xi multiplication are like some constant multiple. Because x1, x2, xn are constant, fixed one. So those are constant. So because of that, those are like polynomial. So polynomial, everything is differentiable and all, like partial derivatives are differentiable and all continuous. So this is differentiable. Here saying that it is not differentiable, so it is wrong.
Even
it is
that will
unbounded.
be linear, I mean, constant linear polynomial, right? A1
that I
square
don't know.
term
It may not be linear polynomial like this, I guess. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like
since
I
it's
don't
fixed,
care
right?
actually.
Column is fixed. Column x1, x2, x3 are fixed constants.
Yeah.
So that will be linear, A11 up to that.
I don't think so actually. A square, if you take when two things when you multiply, that will be like something, right? A1, A2, something that will come, right?
Yeah,
A11, A12 like that. Those are like multiplication with two variables, right?
yes,
So
yes,
they are
yes.
not linear, I feel. Like.
Right. Okay, correct.
Yeah. If they are only given A, then maybe it is linear, but here it is not linear. Anyway, if it, we have to show unbounded also. Unbounded is true or not, we have to check. If you take A to B, 1, sorry, n, other things are 0.
Apart from that, sir, in the third option, is it continuous?
Which one is continuous?
So the function in the third point, I know why it is wrong because it is differentiable, but apart from that, I'm asking, is it f is continuous or not?
So can you observe, I mean, can you hear me or not? Actually,
Actually, I'm really
second
sorry.
one I have said differentiable, right?
It's a polynomial. That's really, I got that.
Yeah, I mean, but I am saying second option is true, differentiable, then it has to be continuous, right? I don't understand your question actually.
No, sir. My question is like in this in these type of domains, how do we perceive the continuity? Exactly that I want to know. Like here.
No, but we are saying domain like differentiable. Then why we have to go worry about continuous? Actually, it is differentiable. Then why we have to worry about continuous?
Yes, sir. Yes, exactly. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is fine, right? So now we have to take A to B. I'm taking zero matrix other than first coordinate n. So I will take n belongs to z. I mean any integer, and this may be my matrix. If you multiply, I will get a square will be n square, and other things are 0. Whenever you want to do unbounded, you want to prove this kind of argument will be clear actually. Whenever you wanted to show unbounded in matrix or anything, you can take any some n. I mean somewhere in other things 0 and multiply whatever you are getting unbounded you have to show. So when you multiply with x1, x2, etc., xn, and here also dot product x1, x2, etc., xn, whatever you are getting is actually n square into x1 and again dot x1. So this will be n square into x1 square. You just check it. I just said quickly. You just think about it. Okay, this inner product a square x comma x will be this. I mean a is actually when a is this. So n square is any, right? N tends to infinity. This also goes to infinity. So it is unbounded because of that. So this is true. Is that clear? Any doubt? Is that any doubt here?
It's clear.
Yeah, thank you. So okay, let me just go to the different kind of sums. Okay, this sum also you can do homework. I mean, see, actually I'm giving homework because actually I have 27 questions. If I have time, I can come back and then tell. This is also direct actually. They have given what is phi and f, you have to take some this composition. That is actually easy one. This is just, I mean, if you see this, actually this is that square is nothing but the map x minus x square minus y square comma. I mean, this is actually just square map. Z equal to x plus iy. If you take whatever you are getting, that we are writing actually, like what is this 2 times xy or something. You just check. This is the map actually. This map is actually this. Then you can take the derivative and all these things. You can check. This you can take. This is actually derivative. They're asking this t is actually derivative. They have written which of the following is correct. The transformation t corresponding to the derivative of f. That means what? df is actually at a point p. It is t of x comma y. They are saying. So that you have to check. Also this complex derivative they are saying. Complex derivative also direct take. It is z square. So automatically you can take x square derivative. What is the x square derivative? 2x, right? Similar to here also. Like in complex also it is true. The same derivative you can take. So from that you can answer this too. I mean, this I'm not complete. I gave actually complete idea. Is that complete idea clear? You have to find this map. P. You have to use P and F, what they have given, to compose this. That will be easy to see that this is this map. And you have to take derivative at a point F, derivative of F at a point P, which is nothing but I'm saying, they are saying derivative is actually T of xy. They are giving some new notation to that. So that is T of xy. We just check that mapping that map is this or not. Also here also that map is this or not.
1 and 4 correct us. 1 and 4 are correct us.
No, 1 and 3 are correct actually. Okay, 4 is actually only at 0 they have given, right? But it is 2x is derivative.
3 is correct means obviously 4 is yes.
I mean x square is derivative is 2x, right? Everywhere it is 2x only, right? X square polynomial, so it is 2, right? Similarly, z square also polynomial, so actually answer is 1 and 2. So directly, if you see the derivative, you can directly take the derivative. 2x and 2x minus 2y and 2y 2x. So 2 can be a taken. So this is it. So this is 2 are false. Is that clear? Actually, I have answered completely.
So what is P inverse here?
P inverse.
Phi inverse. F is equal to pi.
Yeah, phi is that, right? Phi is that meaning. What is the meaning of phi? Phi inverse is like phi is actually x plus iy. Is that is right?
Ah.
What is the meaning of that? Like x plus iy, then phi inverse is actually x comma y, right? X comma y.
It's identity map. It's like identity map.
No, yeah, it's like identity, but they are looking at it in a complex way. So whenever you are having I coordinate, the pre-image is actually y coordinate will be I mean times I will be whatever the coming with times I, those will be y coordinate. Whatever coming without I, those are x coordinate. That's all.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, is that fine? Yeah. Let me go to. Okay, this is directional derivative. You know. So directional derivative we have like given f from r to r2 to r and f of x comma y equal to xy. So we know that directional derivative exists. I mean, if derivative exists and what we know, if df at a point p exists and are differentiable, like it is differentiable. I mean, this is differentiable at a point. Then what we know, del f or df at a point p is same as. I mean, sorry, directional derivative along v at a point p is same as del f of p dot v. We know that, right? We are going to use this fact now. I mean, directional derivative, you don't have to find the formula. Using that formula, you can directly use this. That's what the meaning of this. So here actually f is from r2 to r. This is polynomial, we know. xy is polynomial. So that from that we can take that this partial derivative f with respect to x and those things if we calculate, our del f will be at a point p, which is nothing but y comma x. Now this is what they given dot product like this directional derivative along v. V is given this 1 comma 2 and at a point a. So if you find df at a point p a1 a2, I mean a is actually a1 a2, which is nothing but we have to apply at a, this is actually df of x1 x2 x1 y x comma y, which is y comma x. So if, instead of x comma y, if you substitute, whatever you are getting is a2 comma a1. And if you take dot product with that, if f of a1 comma a2 dot with v, which is nothing but a2 comma a1 dot product with 1 comma 2, which is nothing but a2 plus 2a1. So answer is 2. Is that clear? I have completely corrected answer.
Yeah, clear.
Sir, in vector calculus, actually, directional derivative in the direction of means normally del f dot v vector by modulus v vector will
That
put,
unit
sir.
vector.
No, that is
will
actually
take,
unit vector. That unit
Ah.
vector.
Yes, sir. So what is the
Yeah,
difference?
it is
sir?
different.
Here,
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
unit vector meaning vector norm is unit. That's all. That is actually in circle, unit circle. But here it is not in unit circle. I mean, unit norm length is
Okay.
unit. That's all.
So
Okay.
here also you have to use instead of v by modulus of u, right?
No,
In the
we don't have to
definition.
use that actually.
In the
See,
definition of
they are
direction.
asking. No, we don't have to use. Why? Because actually we are asking. They are asking about the direction v, right? They're not asking in the
Yes.
direction of v. We can take directly. If they are asking normal derivative, you have to take that. I mean, norm. Normal derivative in the direction, like then we may have to take norm.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So same thing here also. Can you do this? What will be that?
Sir, zeros.
Okay, anyway, whatever. You just think about it. Same thing. You have to take df and dot product with v. V is this and apply to 1, 1. And like df of 1, 1 apply to 1, 1. Just check. Okay, what is this answer? And fill it. Yeah, here also, here actually we don't have to consider anything. See, this they are given f of x comma y equal from R2 be a partial derivatives of some function. The partial derivatives is x square and y square. And they are asking this, what are these things actually? They are asking only about directional derivative, right? You have to use the fact that this is continuous, x square and y square are derivative polynomials. So from that you can directly answer. Without thinking anything, you just blindly you can answer this. Only fact you have to use x square and y square. I mean that you have to think. Okay, I don't want to say this. You just think about it. Okay, is that clear? So they have given partial derivative of f of x comma y is this factor they have given. That means what? Df they have given at a point, which is this something they have given. Okay, now we have to say that what are the answers true. So I'm saying each partial derivative is continuous and differentiable. Like because of that we can directly answer. That's what I'm saying.
1 and 2 are true.
Yeah, maybe you think about it. You can discuss later. Yeah, now come here. Yeah, okay. This also you can think. Yeah, this also actually directly derivative only. You have to find the derivative. We have done enough thing, and they are invertible or not. Yeah, now come here actually. So this is a function f from R2 to R2. F of x equal to this map. They're asking S is set of all local invertible function, invertibility at x. X comma y such that set of all local invertibility. Local invertibility meaning there exists some small neighborhood around that point, and in the codomain also there is a small neighborhood. There is a map between them. I mean, that map is 1, 1 invertible actually in that small neighborhood. So we have seen that will exist when we have seen inverse function theorem. Actually, we are going to use inverse function theorem. Now we are going to use Pudu concept. New concept. That's what I'm saying here. I'm going to be slow here. So we are going to use inverse function theorem. So what it is saying is actually df at a point P is non-zero, meaning derivative is non-zero, implies local invertible. Locally invertible, but f has to be differentiable at a point, continuously differentiable at a point, continuously differentiable at P. If it is there and determinant of the derivative is non-zero, then this function is locally invertible. That is what the inverse function theorem says. Here also local invertibility they are asking. So we have to use the inverse function theorem we have to use. Is that clear? Why I am going to use inverse function theorem? Is that clear?
Yes,
Same
yes.
thing they are asking. So now we can take the derivative df of the function at a point P. P meaning x comma y. What is the derivative? Directly you can say 3x square plus 3y
Plus
square
3y
minus 15.
15.
Okay, this
6y.
here actually
6y.
6xy.
6xy.
And here actually 1. Is that fine?
6xy minus 12, sir.
Oh, minus 12 also there. Okay, minus 12. Okay, now
Minus
you have to take determinant.
determinant equal to 3x square plus 3
3x square
y
plus 3y
square
square minus 15
minus 6xy
minus
minus
6xy
12
plus 12.
minus
If you sort out this, what is this? 3x square plus
3x square
3y
plus
square
3y square minus 6xy
minus 6xy minus 3, right?
minus, yes,
This is actually some curve, closed curve.
circle.
It's not circle actually. This is some curve actually.
Quadratic curve.
What about some curve actually? That we know, right? Whenever we are having this something like that, this is curve actually. So determinant should be non-zero, we know that. So that means this should be non-zero. 6xy minus 3 should be non-zero. If it is non-zero, then we are done. I mean, those points are like this, right? Now we have to use this curve definition, meaning curve. What do you mean by curve and those things, properties of the curve in R2 to answer these questions. Okay. Now they are saying S is R minus R2 minus equal to 0. Yes.
First option false, sir.
Why?
Sir, first using
Because
this we can
you
find.
leave only the curve, not only singleton 0.
Yeah, not only singleton 0, even that. So other parts, so other things also is that. So S is not
First one false.
not R2 minus
Second
0.
one true.
Yeah. Second one is true. Why?
Second true. Because
Why?
other than this curve, we have all the other points. So it
Yeah,
is
but why
open.
it's open? S is open. Why it's open?
Because the point on the curve, it is limit point of the remaining. Yes.
That means what? Okay, I will say in other words actually. I mean, for time being, I'm not discussing actually. I should have discussed actually. F inverse of 0 is this curve. I'm saying suppose G inverse of 0. G is my function G of x comma y will be this function 3x square plus 3y square minus 6xy minus 3. This is closed, right? This is continuous function and inverse of pre-image of 0 is 0, meaning closed set is closed. So G is closed, meaning this set is open. This is closed, so it is open. I mean, whenever it is 0, it is closed. Our set is open. We have some that. Is that clear? So I'm saying actually this, whenever we are having curve, that curve is actually closed set, I'm going to say. But that what I have said is actually, I have defined some new function G of x comma y, which is that same curve, this 3x square plus 3y square minus 6xy minus 3. Which is, that means what? That function, when it is 0, we have that curve, right? It should be non-zero we have. So the complement of that is that curve. So if I said that curve is closed, then this set is open. So this is complement of some continuous function. Sorry, closed set pre-image of some continuous function. Under like closed pre-image of closed set under continuous function. So it is closed. So this set is open. So this is true. What about dense? And R2 minus S is continuous, countable. And RS is dense. Those things you have to say. Actually, whenever you are having some curve is actually in R2 plane, some curve like this, then it is actually dense, right? Whenever you have some point, there is a small neighborhood if you take, automatically there are uncountably many points with which is not in that set, like outside of that set. This is our set. So this is our set. Complement of the curve. So there are many points. So this is dense also. What about uncountable? R minus is not countable, right? Uncountably many points. So it is not true. Is that fine? Yes,
Sir,
actually it is open set. Yeah.
Sir, if S is open, why can't that 0 point is inside that domain? Why it cannot be that zeroth point? I mean that the curve may be in the 0. Suppose say x1.
Okay.
That if that x1 is in the S.
It may be in the S. What is the issue actually?
So at that point, this will not be invertible, right?
No, I don't understand which point.
Oh.
We are talking about S is actually in domain.
Yes.
0 will the codomain actually. See, determinant is non-zero meaning what actually?
Yes. So I'm taking sir, A comma B ஒரு point. And the point வந்து that curve G of A comma B is equal to 0. Suppose I'm taking that as that is also is possible, right?
This is also possible. Why this is possible?
Or open set S is open set.
Okay.
That S contains the 0th point.
Okay, wait. 1 minute. Can you just see this clearly. Derivative is non-zero, then it is
Yes.
invertible. I mean, local
Yes.
invertible. That is fine,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If it is not invertible, we
Yes.
don't know. I mean, it is mostly not. I mean, it won't be like mostly it won't be. I mean, it is not invertible, then it won't be. I mean,
Yes.
not it won't. Yeah. So that
Okay.
means what? Here actually, if you see,
Huh.
this function is 0, meaning this
It's
function
not
is 0.
invertible. If
Yeah,
it
it's
is
not
0,
invertible.
that is not invertible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So now
Yeah,
that
so what-
argument for second option is if S is open.
Hmm.
So that
Second option,
open
okay.
Second option. You that if S is open, if
Hmm.
that S contains that the zero ஆக்குற point and the S குள்ள இருந்துச்சுன்னா it is not invertible, right? Then how can you choose this S as open is an option? And the
No, I
answer,
don't understand actually.
sir, we are taking S as an open set.
Okay.
That open set contains G of G inverse of 0. That open set may
It is
contain,
not
right?
contain actually. It may not contain. It will not contain actually.
How? That's I can't understand.
Why?
How
What is
that-
the issue actually?
G inverse of 0. Suppose the G inverse of 0 is a comma b, small a comma b.
Okay.
That for that point also we have a neighborhood, right?
Okay.
For every point we have a neighborhood. So a comma b is also a point. That point is also neighborhood. Have a
Okay.
neighborhood. That I'm taking that neighborhood as my S. Then it is not invertible.
Oh, how it will be invertible? See, for those curves actually it is not invertible, right? For those curves. For those curve actually there is not. I mean, it is actually completely different from what you are asking actually. I'm just saying that. So whenever we are having derivatives non-zero, derivatives actually from matrices.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now I understood, sir. We came
Okay.
to that.
These functions are this
So now-
0 is. I mean, wait.
Yeah, you
So
complete.
in R2, whenever you are having curve, you are taking that particular neighborhood. You are thinking that particular neighborhood is invertible. When there are some zero curves also, you are thinking in that way, right? We
Yes,
could
sir.
not talk about these things actually. I'm saying we could not talk about RO at a point. I'm saying. See, for example, if you have this curve, whenever I'm taking some neighborhood around this points also there, right?
Yes, sir.
Some of this point will be there. At
Yes.
that point, derivative is non-zero. I mean, derivative is 0.
Yeah, at that point the derivative is 0.
Okay.
So if S is open, then in that neighborhood the
Okay, you
inverse
can say
not
Tamil
exists, right?
பேசுங்க ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை தமிழ்ல
இல்ல
பேசுங்க என்ன
சார்
சொல்றீங்க
ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
Okay.
இப்போ வந்து நான் G of 0
Okay,
G
maybe
inverse
one
of 0 point
நீங்க class
எடுத்துக்கிட்டேன்.
okay wait
After that I will argue, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, same thing actually. Same thing okay, here also same question actually. So whenever we are having f of x comma y is this, then what we have to find is actually same, like f restricted to u is open map. Open mapping we have seen, right? Open map is actually what is the meaning of open map? So there exists a small open set around u such that this f restricted to u is open map. So whenever you are having neighborhood that like local invertibility giving you open map actually, local open, like those invertibility actually giving you open map. Open map meaning in that neighborhood open set go to open set. Because actually locally invertible, right? Because of that it will happen. So here also we have to find df at a point, and we have to find the matrix, and we have to say determinant of df at a point is non-zero. If it is non-zero, same thing can happen. Like same thing we can argue. The E is actually what? The E is actually R3, R0, uncountable, countable, these things. Same thing. Whatever we are getting, same thing will come. Here also we will get df of this derivative will be some curve. Same argument you can use actually here also. But do it carefully. Is that clear? Whatever we have done, same thing we have to do here also. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, this is actually a little different question. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
We get the same set of that is what we have discussed in previous question. That similar process we will do.
Yes.
But these two sets are equal, or some of the this is the subset of that, like that.
No, I don't understand what is. Okay, this E set is equal. They are saying E is in equal to R3. They are saying you have to check is it R equal R3 or not. And countable, uncountable, the properties of each here.
No, sir. No, sir. Suppose we collect that collections X1, some like that.
X1, X2,
what
etc. X3. Okay.
Previous ப்ராப்ளத்துல நம்ம கலெக்ட் பண்ணோம்ல சார். சப்போஸ் அந்த கண்டிஷன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்ணாத இதா கலெக்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி இதுக்கும் நான் கலெக்ட் பண்ணா இப்ப யாராவது ஒருத்தவங்க இன்னொரு இதோட சப்செட்ஸா வருமா இல்ல ஈக்குவல்ட்டா தான் இருக்குமான்னு கேக்குறேன் சார். அதாவது ஓப்பன் மேப் வந்து ஓப்பன் மேப்க்கு மேப் பண்றது வந்து அந்த கண்டிஷனை சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்றது மட்டும்தான் வருமா ஆர் ரிமைனிங் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் எதுவும் வரலாமான்னு கேக்குறேன்.
இல்ல அந்த கண்டிஷன் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்றது மட்டும்தான் வரும் இங்க. ஆக்சுவலா நீங்க பாத்தீங்க ஓகே ஆக்சுவலி இஃப் யூ see whatever whenever the derivative is whenever derivative is 0, those are actually if you see maximum minimum saddle point, those things like there are something right like in 1 dimension also we have studied right. That's where whenever we are having this local maximum local minimum, I don't want to do that actually. I mean I'm not going to the theory. Actually when you see local maximum local minimum saddle those points actually there I mean whenever those are 0 the derivative is 0 we will have these things local maximum local minimum saddle point these kind of things will be there. So because of that actually we will not get inverse at that local point actually. Whenever we are having 0 for those points we will not get inverse actually. So if you are not getting inverse we automatically will not have open map. That's the issue. I mean those are some theories you can see. I mean those are some consequence of this theorem, inverse mapping theorem. Some corollaries kind of thing. Is that clear?
It's also if and only if condition like that.
No, it is not if and only if actually.
Suppose if map open map to open map, then f determinant of f not equal to 0, derivative of determinant of f.
Yeah, but if it is continuous, I mean what I'm saying is actually the functions are differentiable, continuous, everything is nice. All the things will be happen nicely. Meaning, for example, whatever the given examples are nice actually. These are nice. This is very nice function, and this function also very nice function. This function also like polynomial kind of thing. Because of that, everything will be nice. The whatever the zero points are also nice. Meaning, in the sense that actually those are like as I said, local maximum, minimum, saddle, those kind of will be. I think this will be answer to the whatever he is also asking. I think whatever he is asking, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. If you have doubt still, we can discuss. Anyway, so this question, okay, this is actually what they have written is x power integral part of y. X comma y mapped to f of x comma y mapped to x power integral part of y. This integral part of y we know that 0.5 something like that, then it will be 0, and like 1.5 something will be then 1. This kind of answer we know, right? So that you have to use to solve this. For example, if you have some x is actually belongs to some open interval 0, 1, then this map is actually 0. F of x comma y is 0. I'm trying to say if we have this plane r cross r, what you could do is actually x-axis whenever having y-axis, y values, this interval we can make it. This map, this interval, this function is some constant, like some fixed one. For example, this interval, this map is actually y power something, y power 0, right? So x power 0, so 1. F of x comma y equal to 1. I mean, if I'm writing wrong, just let me know. This is actually 0 comma 1, sorry 2 comma 1 comma 2. In that interval, the y value will be 1. So this is f of x comma y equal to 1. Similarly here also, you can, sorry, here x. The top you will give x square, and here actually 1 by x, this kind of 1 by x, this kind of thing will come. Continuously it will go. So you have to use this fact to show these things actually, whatever this answers. Means what? You have to find, I mean, we have to see the function is continuous or not. For example, this point, if you take it is not continuous, because actually this is 1. I mean, you have to check, is it continuous or not? All these things you have to check. I have displayed what is checked. Is that clear? Actually, time is also up. Is that clear? I will stop here actually. What I'm saying actually, f of x comma y equal to x power integral part of y can be thought of as this function. Each of the strip, this function is like this. So from that you can see that this answer you can check using the sequence. You can use x n tends to this, then what will happen? Those kind of things you can use to solve this. Just check this, we will see. Okay, there are some more sums. These are some interesting. Okay, I will just tell you this. They are given f of x comma y equal to this, and this fact is also given. Then what you could do is actually f is differentiable also given, and A is a matrix of derivative at a point f at a point origin with respect to this blah blah blah. Okay. Now what you could do is actually we have to find f using this matrix. What you could do is actually A is actually nothing but what? Derivative with respect to, I mean this is f1, f2 if you have derivative f1 with respect to x1, f2 with respect to x2, f1, f2 with respect to x1, f2 with respect to x2. Now this you can compare, like this map is suppose 0, boundary of f1 by x1 is 1, and this you can take these values and you can construct f. From this you can take integration and blah blah blah. What you can do, you can construct f equal to something, and you can, I mean there is some one example you will get. From that example you can conclude that this condition is satisfied or not. If it is satisfying, this is true, otherwise it is not true. Yes, actually they are asking what are the possibilities is true. So you have to check these things. In this way you can calculate. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, maybe I will stop here. Like
Okay,
here also
sir.
directly inverse function theorem. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Is there any doubt for? Yes, you can ask.
No doubt,
Yeah.
sir. The questions are very interesting in all the slides, but it takes
Yeah.
much more time to solve.
Yeah, that's the issue
I feel.
actually. I mean, if you have practice, then you will be easy. You can easily solve actually. Otherwise, you will be having issue. You have to be you have to take practice. Otherwise,
Yes.
I mean,
I
questions are very simple, but time will take if you don't have practice. That's the issue.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so I mean, someone was asking some question, right? In this question, what about that? Like, is that clear to you, or like you want to discuss?
For myself, it's clear.
Oh, okay, yourself. Okay,
since it's we are collecting the points which are all invertible. In second option, we are collecting the points which are all invertible. So that point is open. Since it's the curve is closed, so its complement is open.
Its complement is open actually.
Yes. When you take a dense, I mean closure, that will be the R2. Since the curve is only the missing points, so it is R2.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now it's clear. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what else?
Sir, in this question, same question.
Yes.
Sir, S. So if I take like the curve we defined, if I
no, if you take those things are different actually. Is there any doubt in here? That's what. If you take something other, some other things, you can ask.
No, doubt is here, sir. Actually, the doubt is here, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, here I am taking all those points where the curve is going to 0.
Yeah.
So I will take, so the S will be the R2 minus all those points, right? So I will get the curve, like where this curve is going to 0. I will get two curves, like lines. So I couldn't understand the S is open in R2. That's why I'm doing it. Because if S is open in R2, then it should be like some closed set. Sorry, R2 minus some closed set.
Sir, may I explain?
Yeah. Okay, you can explain.
Suppose you.
No, I don't understand another thing actually. This is very simple one. I gave very simple, concrete answer. I don't understand why he's not understanding.
Yeah, as I am not understand, as நான் எப்படி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணாம இருந்தனோ அதே மாதிரி அவரும் லைட்டா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணாம இருக்கிறாரு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Okay. Clarification. Let me discuss with chat
box. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is actually I will just test one particular line. So actually, what I have done is actually this determinant I have seen as a pre-image of, like whenever this point is 0, I have looking that as a pre-image of some continuous function. I mean 0 of some, I mean closed set, pre-image of a closed set under some continuous function. That's why it is closed actually. You know that continuous function meaning that by a definition pre-image of closed set is closed. So from this actually I am saying this curve is actually closed set. Whenever it is 0, it is closed set. So common limit should be open in R2. That's the idea. You can discuss. Maybe you can discuss in the chat. So okay. Anyway, is there no doubt, right? Can I stop it?
Yes, sir.
No serious doubts, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you,
sir. Participants,
thank
if
you.
you have any doubt, you can post in the WhatsApp and you have to clarify your doubt. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for a nice
Okay,
lecture.
thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
So please provide the question papers.
Definitely, we
Question
will
paper
provide
which-
after the getting from the resource person. We will post in the WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
actually, I have posted some link,
Already
right?
given,
There
sir.
it will be there. Actually.
The link
That
is
link is
given.
there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that link you
Note
can, if you go, it will be always there. Like even if I have not sent in, you, I mean that is actually whenever we are writing, it will be updated there. Actually, you can use that link. You can see that link.
Okay, sir.
Upload
the
the
notes is in that
video
link.
also, madam.
Okay,
Which one
okay,
you
sir.
want?
We will upload it. We will upload. It takes some time.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.